My parents were very supportive, but they kind of let me choose for myself. They didn't really push me in any direction. They encouraged me and wanted me to do well, but they really let me make my own decisions, which I think is very helpful for growing up, instead of having things imposed upon you, being able to kind of decide your fate. I decided I wanted to teach. I always was the person that was helping people when I was in high school, and I really enjoyed that. When I could get somebody, explain it a little bit of a different way and get them to understand, it really made me feel good. And so when I first left college, I was working in software, and it was kind of a 9-to-5, not working with a lot of people, was just trying to make a product. And in the end, I decided I really wanted to work with people and help them understand math and understand that feeling I had that I got when I was in high school helping people. Mr. DeSoto, who is my English teacher in 10th grade, and he was very serious, but very like, you need to do these things if you want to be successful in here, and was there at 5:30 in the morning for anybody that wanted to show up. He always brought donuts and coffee. I would get up really early in the morning to go and work on my writing, because it was something I was weak at. Math came very easily to me. English, my writing struggled, so I wanted to become better at that. So I would get there at between 6 and 6:30 and work for an hour to an hour and a half every morning with him, becoming a better writer. And he really encouraged me. He was hard on me. If I wrote something that wasn't good, he would tell me, and it's hard to hear that, but I really appreciated that eventually, because it helped make me into a better writer. So he was one of them. And then my calculus teacher was a big inspiration to me as well. He just explained it well, no nonsense, let's do it. And I really appreciated that. So, and Milliken, English teacher in 9th grade, a lot of people that I liked a lot were English teachers. She let us be very, we got away with pushing the limits of what we could do in her class. As young kids, having freedom is nice that way. So, yeah, those were the three in my mind that pop in right away. In college, the freedom. My first year in college, there's no parents anymore. You can be home whenever you want. You can eat whatever you want. If you don't want to study, well, you don't have to study. So my first quarter, it didn't go very well. It went okay, but it could have gone better. I have a big project due. Somebody comes in and says, hey, we're going to the beach. And you're like, I could write this paper, or I can hang out with my friends. And it takes some discipline and motivation to change how you do things, especially when you're faced with all that freedom. Also gained a wee little bit of weight because I wasn't eating properly. You guys will hear when you guys go off the freshman 15, it's not just a myth. It grows on you, and sometimes it won't go away. It's still here for me, and I'm working on it. But yeah, the freedom is a hard thing, and understanding how to work and all the extra time it really takes to really understand something, and not just kind of surfacely get it, but really to dig into it and really just how much work that entails. I don't think you really understand, and how you don't know about studying until you really start studying, and all the time it takes and all the effort. And once you do that, you're like, oh, I wasn't doing this right for a long time. That kind of hit me when I got to college. Yes, I did struggle, because I feel a lot of my students, asking for help was a weakness. If I asked somebody for help, it meant I didn't understand, and I wasn't, as smart as somebody else or as good as somebody else, and it took me a while to get by that and realize I just don't understand it the way they understand it right now. And they can help me understand it, but I have to let go of that embarrassment of not getting it right away. I have to be willing to ask questions and work through that feeling I'm having. And I met some very good friends that way, and it turned out that I had things to offer them that they didn't understand and I could help them with. But you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and be willing to ask for help. And it's a hard thing, I think, for a lot of us to do, is just to ask for help. It's a vulnerable feeling to ask somebody for help, I think. I usually, the hard thing is knowing where the student's coming from usually, and the hard part is getting them to try. It's hard to explain what you don't know when you don't know it, and trying to get them to do that is a hard thing. It's I have to try to get information from them, and they don't want to give me the information. It's like they're holding back on me. So I have to try to ask little questions to get them to show me first what they do know, and then build upon what they already know. Also, sometimes we all learn differently. So some of us are abstract thinkers, and like a little simple explanation or a little nudge in the right direction, that's all they need. Some people need a lot more, need to explain differently. So I really try, if I can, to explain it a different way. The hard part is I find people want the easy fix, the quick answer, and there's not always a quick fix or an easy answer. Sometimes it takes some work to understand something. And so it's on the student's part, this desire to do better, but they aren't quite ready to make that commitment yet to do better. And so it's this kind of tug and war, trying to figure out what they need and get them part of the way, but then get them to do it on their own without me just doing all the work. It's a really intricate and difficult thing to do. And I think with some students I'm successful and some I'm not. And that's the ones I'm not successful with, that's always a little sad for me. I really do, as a teacher, want to help people learn math. I think it's important. And so it's, when I don't succeed in helping them, I feel badly. I want every one of my students to do well. So, and I constantly am trying to figure out different ways to help.
My name is David Coot.
My name is Yvonne Ramirez.
And my name is Jesse Williams.